What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got 8 really cool knives in this week. Everything from USA made to imported to budget to premium. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, we're just going to jump right into it. First, we have the Fentiso Tucon. This is a really interesting one. You have these really wild contour G10 scales. They're very interesting looking. You got a separate G10 inlay and a little jewelry there where I would have thought the lanyard hole would be. A very interesting approach for sure. You got a steel fold over clip with steel standoffs and a flipper tab with a thumb stud. Very good detent on here. Love this blade shape on the Fentiso Tucson. I believe it's 14C. Yeah, 14C, 28N. Feels like a thin geometry. We'll definitely do some cutting with it. And it is a full-size knife for sure. Slender profile, so that's going to be nice for the carry. Lock bar access has some chamfering and milling there. Very easy to get to. And this one's definitely a shaker, not a guillotine on the close. Very good detent on the thumb studs. Very good detent for that reverse flick off the thumb studs. You got a little bit of chamfering on the nested steel liners in here. And if I had to guess, these are definitely riding on bearings. I don't know if they're steel or ceramic at this time, as this is just more of an overview of everything that has come in this week. But that is the Fentiso Tucson. Pretty interesting little knife. Next up is the CJRB Echo, guys. I've had many variants of the Echo in, but I've never checked out the full steel construction one. It definitely feels like it has some weight, so I'll be curious when I actually do the full review on this where it'll come in at. But you have an opening hole with a front flipper, AR RPM 9 blade steel, and you have a stone-washed steel scale on both sides with the button lock, steel hardware, nice detent on here. Not sure if CJRB has done anything different to their sharpening, but it certainly seems as if that has a nice looking edge on it. I'll be very curious to get it downstairs to do some cutting with it. I've always liked the Echo. While I really think the Pyrite is super popular, very affordable, and a nice platform, I just really feel like the Echo has the better ergonomics on it. So I know the handle probably doesn't look as pleasing aesthetically as perhaps the Pyrite, but once you're in hand, or once you have this in hand, I should say, it's very comfortable and I like it a lot. The geometry on these are outstanding. They seemingly have done a good job with their button locks on this one. Very satisfying to deploy. Doesn't feel mushy or smushy. Very solid, crispy detent on here. So I'm happy to see that. All right, let's go on to the next one, guys. Another budget knife that we have in this week is the Vosteed Raccoon. No, Porcupine. Porcupine, sorry. Getting my knives mixed up. Smooth micarta on here. Feels very nice. You do have the cutout to reverse this pocket clip on here. It is a top liner lock. Yeah, top liner lock. You got matching hard pivot collars and lanyard barrel here to match your blade on this one. Nice detent. Yeah, top liner lock. Very cool to see it. Beautiful blade shape. You got nice belly on here. Feels like a thin geometry, 14C28N, very respectable budget steel. You got proud steel liners on here, and they are milled for some serious weight reduction on here. And again, this is not a review. Definitely subscribe and turn your notification on. These will all get full reviews, and they'll also get shorts if you're interested in those. I'm really just kind of unveiling and sharing these as they kind of come in. This one more of a 3.5 finger grip when you're not choked up. And then when you're choked up, you do have plenty of space on here. So a full 4-finger knife. Yeah, I do think they have done a really good job with that top liner lock. I think I would like the detent to be a little bit more crispy on this one, but I do say this is a part of a pass around group that gets to check this one out. So it's probably been in quite a few people's hands before I'm getting to it. But it is solid up and down and side to side. There is no play on here. So really happy to see that. Very cool coating. I like that dark, what is that, bronze? And I'm not sure if it's been cut with a bunch, but seemingly has held up well if it has. That is the Porcupine. All right, next up is one that I personally picked up myself because I was very interested in checking this one out. I know I don't have a ton of Civivis on the channel, but they don't work with too many small channels. They usually only work with the larger channels. So I do have to chase these down and find out information on them on my own. Having said all of that, this is the Gavco designed 6-skill. I picked the green micarta. Theirs is kind of a smooth-ish scale that has a little bit of roughage for texturing on here, so it does give you a little bit of grip. It is a flat, reversible fold-over deep carry pocket clip that has nested screws in there, and I do like this because if you want, you can upgrade to their milled titanium pocket clip for like 10 or 15 bucks, I think it is. It's not very expensive. You do have ceramic ball bearings and a stamped bearing in the pivot there. Very nice thumb studs. I think Civivi does a good job with the thumb studs. I'm very glad I checked this one out also because I was not impressed with the Baby Banter 2's crossbar lock, but this one's good. It's solid. I don't think it's at the top of the game or anything like that. It's not adjustable. For me, my rankings would be QSP, CJRB, Kaiser, and this one would be somewhere underneath those, but it is very good. Or I wouldn't say very good. It is good, solid feel. It doesn't feel super mushy on the deployment. I would say somewhere around like what you would experience with a bug out crossbar lock. If you've ever experienced that, or maybe even a Deca might be a better or more appropriate comparison. Beautiful blade shape on here. You're looking at Nitro V blade steel, good thin geometry. I'm very anxious to cut with this one. It is a full 4-finger grip. I mean, I'm just barely able to get on there, but I mean, once I'm here, it's very comfortable. I don't notice any hot spots. I can feel that pocket clip squirming just a tiny bit. And then it does have a generous sharpening tool here to where you can kind of choke up and get into a better position to kind of open. Beautiful belly. I think this is going to slice absolutely beautifully. And then it definitely has a lot to where you can kind of rock on the table. Like you're getting out on the tip here if you're looking at it from the flat, and then you're kind of able to kind of so this is going to be a really versatile, useful utility blade shape here. I think you probably would be really, yeah, the pinch grip is going to be good on here, I feel like. So I'm definitely anxious to cut with this one. Detent, like I said, feels good. Yeah. Oh, I can get that reverse flick a little bit better. I think I can ramp up a little bit more because I'm coming out from underneath. Whereas the thumb, I'm kind of hitting a little bit on there because my thumb obviously a little bit fatter than my finger. Nice milling for weight relief internally. Man, this is just really cool. I was really interested in checking this one out because I liked the Hyphen XL from Gavco, and I was really interested in seeing what the 6-skill was going to be like. And right now, this is the only production version of one of these that I have seen being made. I don't know if he's got anything else with any other brands, but that's the 6-skill, guys. All right, we're starting to get into some more premium end knives. This is the Berg Blades Slim 2.0, I believe. This has got a nested steel liner in here. This is number 14 of 40. Titanium back spacer and pocket clip. You have that marbled carbon fiber. I really think that's a good looking carbon fiber. You got a satin, belt satin, maybe a machine satin finish, hard to say here. And looking at S9DV, this one here is going to be more of like your 5th pocket companion carry, or if you just like them really, really small. To me, it's a 2.5 finger grip. So again, a really small option. I would say like if you have a Devo Nip or Nip Light, that one probably a little bit better because it does have like a dedicated forge coil. I can't really choke up because I land in all the wrong spots here, but just a little 2.5 finger grip. This is going to be to open some packages, to get into stuff and do some really light duty cutting. Ceramic bearings in the pivot. Detent is tuned very nicely. It works well for the reverse and forward flicks. And feels like an okay geometry. It's not stupid crazy thin, but it's far from thick. Looks like they did an okay job with that sharpening choil. And lock bar access is good, and it is a drop shake shut, not a drop shut. Yeah, very cool. Pocket clip looks like it could be a little tight, so I'll check that out in the review. 50% length back spacer. No spot for a lanyard, so if you wanted to add something on here for additional grip, this is really not going to do that for you. This is going to be, again, small hands, medium hands. You're probably really going to be able to get more of a 3-finger grip on here. For me, like I said, hanging off the back, going to be like a companion or a 5th pocket carry. But that is the Slim 2.0, Slim Mini, right? Right. All right, guys, a very unique piece coming in from Avion here. This is the Potera. Very cool, very lightweight build, thin construction. This feels gent / light carry, office carry to me. Nice and centered on this one. You got a little bit of a shorter pocket clip on here on this one as well. Have to check that out for the review. Flipper tab and opening hole. I'm going to go for that opening hole. Nice detent, tuned well. Lock bar access looks a little tight. Yeah, it's a little tight, and it is a shaker, not a guillotine. Looks like you can choke up on this pretty comfortably. That's pretty good, especially because it gives me enough space to almost get a full finger grip choked back, and then choked up, I actually can spread out a little bit more comfortably with the larger hand, so I do appreciate that. Very thin. I don't see the blade steel on here, but I think if memory serves me, this might be MagnaCut. Don't hold me to that. Could be MagnaCut. Definitely bearings in the pivot. If I had to guess, being this is titanium and MagnaCut, they look dark, so I'm thinking that is ceramic bearings in the pivot. Very nice detent. This thing is just crazy light, guys. That lock bar access is very tight. Let me see. Yeah, very, very tight for me personally with the larger hands. Got one standoff back here, so simple construction and cool looking pivot. I almost thought that was a button lock for a second. That is the Avion Potera. Almost done, guys. We got a new model in from Devo. This is their first flipper only design. It is the Chaser. They are sending around the flamed anode that they're calling the Camo Carbon. No, Camo Ano. Something like that. I know I'm messing it up. My editor's going to have a field day when I go back to review this. Nice and centered here. You got a minimal titanium backspacer with a titanium pocket clip. Another short pocket clip here. This one feels like might be a little tight, guys. Nice tight jimping there. Very good detent, and the flipper tab seemingly working well. I know that's only the second flip because I did flip it when I got it. Nested steel liner in here. Number 39 of 100. Very nice shaker. You got a hollow ground S90V blade. Lots of belly on here. Feels very toothy. Got that Vox style jimping on here. Devo does a great job with these. Even though these are very small knives, I am able to get a full 4-finger grip because they give such a generous forward landing pad here for that first finger, so I'm able to really grip this one, and it has good chunk to it, so it feels nice in the hand. It's not too small, or it doesn't feel like it can't get a secure grip on it, so I do like that. Good access to that lock bar. That's something else that Devo does very well, and a little slick, but even on this one, I can reverse flick it. Very nice. Bearings in the pivot for sure. Let's see if these are the factory bearings. Can't really tell. It's a little dark in there. Looks like the lock bar probably needs a little bit of a cleaning too. Just me, or is this getting smoother as I'm closing it? Maybe because it was sitting for a little while. Yeah, it feels very smooth. Nice, just a very gent-esque, small, I wouldn't call it compact, small knife with premium materials and a very nice build. I'm telling you, man, Kubey just doing a really good job. I think that they just continue to improve as they move through the years, and I love to see that. This is a really cool look. I don't remember what the other patterns and such are on this one, so I'll try to get that up for the review video, but that's the Devo Chaser. All right, save the best for last because it's my personal knife here, and I picked up the Spyderco Manix 2 Lightweight Salt Series. This one with the bright yellow scales, but it is MagnaCut steel, and I think that is written on this side here. Just a beautiful blade, MagnaCut steel from Spyderco. I just bet this thing is an absolute monster. I really do like the Manix 2. You know, they're a fuller size knife. You can get a 4-finger grip on here comfortably. I did order some stuff to build this one out, so I'm excited to share that in future. But figured what I would do for this particular knife, I would do something a little bit different. And I have a Manix 2 lightweight and M4 that I fully built. There's nothing stock on it except the blade and the back spacer here, and the spring, I think, are all that are stock on there. Maybe, nope, I did get the titanium hardware on that one as well. So I'm going to do this one needs to be broken in. I'm going to do kind of a little bit of a different video for that one. I get a lot of people asking all the time about the assembly, disassembly on that other one. So I'll have another one here that I'll be able to test to see if that titanium ball cage really works on there. Man, the detent on these are just so good. This ball cage lock is just so good. They need to do a few more of their smock locks, and then they need to do a few more of their ball cage locks on some newer models. I think they're just such good locks and they work so well. Unlike crossbar locks, these, because they're spring and use that steel ball from the factory, I upgraded to ceramic on mine. They just lock in perfect to be able to get a nice build up, ramp up there for the opening, and still very satisfying to open and close slowly. So I really do like these, and you know, you could just grab one with the lightweight scales and be done, be on your way. I would maybe say just get the fold over wire clip. You can get those at Etsy, Amazon. I get mine at Applied Weapon Tech when I buy the scales. I mean, they're all pretty close in pricing, which is really not awful. So definitely, I think something that would be worthwhile if you didn't want to do that. I like the aluminum scales because their skinny scales are not quite as shapely. And I think for me, with the larger hands, it's a little bit nicer ergonomically. Plus, the FRN does flex a tiny bit, not really awful compared to like a bug out, but not bad at all. The Devo Chaser in this week, the Avion Patera in this week. You got some really unique variety, and I just realized those are both flipper only, aren't they? No, opening hole, JD. You're looking right at it, my man. My goodness, forgive me, guys. Been a long day. And then here is the Mini Slim. I think I said it backwards a moment ago. Mini Slim 2.0. We have the Civivi 6 Gil. Man, that just... it blows my mind the difference between the 6 Gil and the Baby Banter 2, how much better this one's done. Maybe I just got a bad one. The CJRB Echo with the budget-friendly steel construction. We have the Tucson from Fentiso, and we have the Porcupine in from Vosteed. So nice variety in this week. Excited to check these out. And like I said, each of these will get their own reviews. Let me know if there's anything in particular you would like to see about these, any of these that interest you, any of these that you own that you're interested to see what my thoughts are on them. Would love to hear down in the comments below from you all. Anyway, I'm out of here. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be appreciated. Definitely don't forget to subscribe and get notifications by turning the bell on so you don't miss when the review for these knives and many other drop. A special shout out and thanks to my channel members. Love you guys. I'm out of here. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.